Well, I'm so excited. Like you have moved through your first, what I call level of your manifestation blueprint. You started to understand through the forgiveness exercise about the first pump. Like, will I allow myself to imagine myself beyond my victim story? Am I willing to let go of the emotional rehearsals that I have grown accustomed to? Am I willing to suspend my fear, my disbelief into just falling naturally into who I am, that I am? At the core of who you are pure, you are innocent, you're connected. Now, you've made up a lot of stories since your initial creation about how you're not worthy. And understanding that forgiveness pump, what I call the forgiveness and the embracing of the learning, that is the first level. Until then, you won't allow yourself to do the practices, okay? Now we're moving into the next level of your manifestation blueprint and bringing your awareness into consciousness to something that you probably, because you are a spiritual seeker, you've probably already noticed, is that how you dress affects how you feel. How your environment looks affects how you feel. Now, we're going to talk about ontological. Ontological is a noun, okay? Understand that. It is a branch of metaphysics concerned with the nature and the relation of being. And there's a lot of research, and my personal experience when this started to really click for me is when I was the administrator, the program coordinator, the speech therapist, the behavior therapist for nonverbal clients residing in facilities, homes, that, you know, our mission, and we succeeded exponentially, so much so that the federal government came to check out our homes and would promote my software. My software, this design included the environment, the holistic environment of the client. Like, there is so much research done that sighted clients and clients without sight are affected equally with the lighting that is in the room. That is because light itself is moving color. It is energy. You are energy. Your first and foremost body is an energy body. And this energy body has everything you're desiring: more money, a relationship, a career, reaching millions of people with your message, understanding that your body is responding to your energetic field is responding to your body, and your body is an orchestra with everything it allows in your sensory level, your five senses. You're starting to understand that you're more than your senses. And then when you allow yourself to be more than your senses, that you understand the importance of consciously designing your visual, your auditory, your tactile, what are your hands doing, and your body motions. Yes, we're talking about, or what I call, the three intelligences harmonizing. It has been referred to as the Holy Trinity. It is referred to the power of three. There's all types of references to it in spiritual literature. How it applies to you in a practical daily application is this. What have you stated you desire? Okay. Do you have the language to describe yourself in a world once you have received that? What would you be doing? So it is called the question. Now, what are we doing? We're hitting number one, intelligence, mental intelligence. The most mentally intelligent people are the people that have the flexibility in their imagination. They can move beyond what they currently believe and open up to something they don't know, right? Like right now, this is a Stephen Covey, I'm quoting something or a process Stephen Covey did years ago. You know, right now, you know what you know. Like I know how to drive a car. I know the things I don't know. Like I do not know how to drive an airplane. But there are things I right now don't know that I don't even know. And so when we talk about the development of our mental intelligence, the most intelligent people are those that have the most ability to be flexible and to be open. And you're here right now, so you have that in spades, okay? Now, the next question is, and what we used to always call it, and it's a very powerful question. I want you to journal on, now that you're in this relationship that you want, and it's creative and it's everlasting and you can feel it, and we've created that frequency, locked it in, it's there. If it's money, like if you want $1 million in the bank, so the $1 million is in the bank, everything's multiplying, all your bills are automated, all the things are done. You're now, everything is done. What would you be doing? Right? Like, okay, so you're healthy, you have that body that you've been wanting, everything's so yay, you're in that body. Now, what would you be doing? It's called in Adlerian psychology, the question. So to make it clearer, the question is, write it down. When I have, fill in the blank, your current desire, then I will be doing. And we're talking about a regular day. You know, what would you be doing? Would you be waking up humming? Would you be waking up going, so happy to be alive? Like, and what we're wanting to capture is, can you imagine yourself as already having it? And you've stabilized, it is now your new normal. So that question will do that for you. Check mark, we've hit mental intelligence. Well, let's talk about the emotional intelligence that we're going to be consciously designing. And then we're going to talk about the environment in the third. But the second one that is so important is the development of a boldness. And how we're going to do that is you're going to warm up this week before we start your 40-day. Okay, this next 8 days is about you sitting with this document that comes along with this video and you doing the exercise presented for 8 days in a row. Only after you do this exercise 8 days in a row will you have a clearer vision of what is next, because in order to see what to design beyond where you currently are, you want to bring on board your I am presence. So to do this emotional component, you're going to read aloud in a mirror every morning, Our Deepest Fear by Marrianne Williamson. You're going to look yourself in the eye. You're going to tape it on your mirror, and you're going to read it aloud to yourself in the mirror 8 times each morning for 8 days. It is amazing how gentle, how profound, how simple this one exercise. I have done it with my clients thousands of times. And it is giving yourself permission to be fabulous, because what's going to happen as you design your living environment, your clothing environment, it is going to match you as fabulous, as healthy, as vibrant, as in love, as creative, as full of enthusiasm. And it's going to lock it in a balanced way, where it is here for service, for the enlightenment of the planet. Like, both are included in these words. And as you orate them, as you speak them, as you let them resonate through your body, you're instantaneously being healed from eons and lifetimes of blocks. This is advanced mirror work, and you're ready for it. And your body always regulates. You will always learn that when you're with me, you're always learning gracefully, you're learning lovingly, you're learning as based on what is loving observation. You're developing the perspective from your I am presence to see beyond your human experience and return to your authentic nature, which is you are an amazing piece of art created by the creator of the universe. So you are fabulous, and it's now time for you to see it. Okay, a little pause, take some notes right now, and we will be right back, part 2. Okay, so what we're talking about is ontological design. And just as you even just look at the fonts on this paper, you're drawn to some, you might be pushed away from others, you might like the whole look, you might be critiquing it in your mind. I mean, media, the sofa, the pictures you have, the clutter you have, the clutter you don't have, the stuffed closets you have, all of these things, anything that doesn't not represent you in the now moment, you may start feeling the urge to purge after you learn about this science. Again, ontological design is a branch, it's a noun, and so it's a thing, it's a branch of metaphysics that's concerned with the nature of beingness. And all the research, like one of the things that was very significant when I worked with nonverbal people, I had my clients, some were deaf and blind and autistic all together. What I realized is that full spectrum lighting, no fluorescence, antique furniture, finer china, the house decorated opulently. All of that gave off an air of opulence and luxury. Every time a state surveyor would come into our homes, they would be amazed that we had clients that were really struggling with their behaviors, and we were using fine china, and we had china cabinets, and we had those things. We had our homes feng shui. We understood that one of our interventions, and our most powerful intervention, was our environmental interventions. We had a color specialist that came in and did the color palette for each one of our clients. And our clients that had high blood pressure, we made sure that we had their room in tones of blue, because the color blue will lower your blood pressure. Whereas Pepto-Bismol pink is still used in some timeout rooms right now in order to weaken an aggressive behavior. And that is because the color of Pepto-Bismol pink weakens the heart muscle sometimes, I mean, all muscles, by 20 to 40%. The problem with that is the heart is also a muscle. So sometimes I would go into facilities and I would see that they had painted a whole a whole wing for cerebral palsy and people that had muscular issues in this beautiful Pepto-Bismol pink, all about Disney. I understand where they were going with the theme. However, when I would show them this research, they instantly would get out strengthening colors like purple, and they would start painting the walls, and you could see a difference in the ability to do physical therapy. So we're not just talking about this as a la la land information. This is actual factual. As you design your environment, the environment designs you. So if you have an environment right now where, and this is what this questionnaire, you understand, consciousness is a collaboration between the subject and the object. Design is active. Consciously designing your awakening ritual and your living environment to resonate with your stated desire activates the next layer of your manifestation blueprint. So this week, as you're reading aloud, Marrianne Williamson's, Our Deepest Fear, 8 times to yourself in the morning, 8 days in a row. Number 1, I'm beginning to establish that you do have time. You do have 15 minutes in the morning to carve out and connect to that sweet spot of right when you're coming out of sleep into awaken. You want to know that that's essential for this 40-day. If you don't carve out, this is where we begin at the beginning, right? The center of your mandala. So in active design, it is the seed. When you awaken each day, and you have a choice on how you awaken, and you can custom design how you awaken in the frequency. And remember, once we do this for 40 days, we have taken it from consciously doing it, which it feels like a little struggle initially. You'll feel a little resistance, to by the end of the 40-day, you wake up automatically in this space. Okay, now that's what we want to do. And that's the nugget. So that's why I say your awakening ritual and your living environment. And so this is the time where I'm going to ask you to look into your closet. Do your clothes still resonate with you? Do you have clothes that you have 10 years ago? Who you were 10 years ago is not who you are right now. And it is time to cut the past. These things in your environment, and I am learning this from experience. I am accelerating beyond accelerating because I have purged in the most exquisite way. And even after this video, I'm going back to my house and I'm selling everything else that I haven't brought up here in one lump sum. It's all going because of the freedom that I have to not be jerked around in my imagination with objects that link me to memories that don't serve me, nor serve my message, nor serve my stated mission. It is also, in this part of the pump, when we talk about ontological design, there's 2 sides to this. It's not just one side. You must purge as you stage, and you contemplate it for 8 days. No rush, because the design is what you're going to share with me, and I will help you tweak it one-on-one to make sure that it does match with your natural body motions. We're not going to change who you are. We are unfurling I am that I am. Okay? You're remembering who you are. And so in that, sometimes you need to create a blank slate. All right? So that's what you're going to do. Answer the questionnaire, look around. I'll give you some examples. If you're going for relationship, you should have a lot of coupling, creative coupling items in your space. If you're going to reach many, many people, You need to have your credentials on the walls where you can see them to establish your authority. If you are going for more money, then you want to put the things that make you spontaneously smile, and you go, oh my gosh, you know, I've actually acquired all these beautiful things. And I always find out when I'm more grateful for the things I have, more grateful for the money I have, when I become a better, let's say, steward of it. When I stop cursing it or complaining about it, and I just be quiet and just kind of just being love at what I have, it multiplies. When it comes to health, like there could be some health issues that you have. Can you see all the health issues you don't have? Which list is longer? So these are some of the things that you'll be stretching beyond your current story and your current staging. And I gotta tell you, nothing feels so good as the day after you don't have clutter in your home. I promise you, you don't need any more than one closet of clothes, 4 drawers for clothes, and some nice shoes that really, I want you to really look at what you may be hanging on to that no longer matches your stated intention. Okay? So much love to you. You know how to reach out to me if you have any questions. And you know what? You're rocking and rolling this thing. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Love you. Mwah.